Hey, you. Not you. Do you want to play a build that's going to be nerfed in 2 days? Or even less? We'll call now $19.99 for free for $19. So the core of the build is essentially making smoke bombs last forever by using your bird, as every time you use the bird it increases by 40%, and they end up essentially infinite. I have seen some disappear before, so I'm not sure how it actually works. All you need to know is that smoke bomb, hit with bird, big duration, it'll keep popping. Then you have stuff like ward gain when you create a shadow. Gamersubs.gg/Lily, order now, and you get a bunch of ward for free, and you also get smoke blades, which stack infinitely from your smoke bomb, which gives you flat throwing damage, and it gives you huge damage to the point where you will one-shot bosses if you stand in them long enough. Glancing blows makes you take 35% less damage from hits, and it is a percentage chance. Luckily with this build, it is very easy to hit, especially with Smoke Bomb, giving us even more glancing blows, and Cradle of the Feared. The build also takes less damage while moving from these nodes, so it's 26% from the passive tree alone. This build is a dex stacker. The bird itself gets increased damage per dex, along with this node, which gives it more damage per dex. Then on the passive tree, we also have various nodes like this one that give throwing damage per 4 dex. This gives health gain on hit per dex, armor per dex. It is a very strong synergy. So the rotation of the build is, you want to throw your smoke bomb down, use your dive bomb as it will get more duration, and then you basically just keep smoke bombing whenever it's up, and then dive bombing on the smoke bomb. And within the cooldowns of those, you can use your aerial assault to throw out some blades, and smoke bombs will also be throwing out blades during this time. And then you can also use falcon strikes in between cooldowns. Something you can do is do a numlock trick. Do the numlock trick. You look it up, I'm not going to explain it, but you can numlock your bird to make it cast automatically. So that removes a button. You can do that with Falcon Strikes too. They're both instant, so it feels really good. Well, personally I don't do it, but it should feel good. And then while that's happening, you can just focus on throwing your smoke bombs down and using your decoy when you need to, and your aerial assault to avoid damage. Alright, so I'll go over the skills real quick here. Here's the bar. You can drag it to show which order you should take things, but I will just quickly go over the main points. So Umbral Blades is your clearing skill. It is triggered by aerial assault, so you never actually cast it yourself. You just aerial assault, which is also your movement skill, and it will just clear everything as you run. And then you can use dive bomb if you need to do a little bit extra damage to, say, a rare monster. So that node is from up here on aerial assault. Umbral Blades on Feather Burst, and this node will make them apply Shadow Daggers. Other than that, I will show the progression here on the skills real quick. Just in case there's anybody that for some reason cannot use the website. Here I'll show my passives if you want to copy them from the video for some reason. I will upload a planner to the description. However, it will not have the correct order to really choose things, as I'm just going to upload the character file to the planner. Cradle of the Feared provides us lots of block chance, which is then converted into glancing blows due to this node, which converts it all to glancing blows. Farming a Cradle of the Erased is very easy. You go to your prophecy zone and you find an armor one with Weaver's Will. It looks like this. Now, it is about a 1 in 6 chance, and it just drops so many of these. See all of these ones I have in my stash, I got within an hour or so, and that was not even trying to get them. You could get these within minutes. Gambit of an Erased Rogue is a very strong legendary to use on this build. It is a Weaver's Will, so as you kill things, it will get random modifiers, so you might have to equip a few of them to get the modifiers that actually benefit the build. Mine is not very good. Gives +1 to all rogue skills, gives a little bit of dodge rating, and then a big one is 1 in 6 chance to take 21% less damage per active shadow. This is a range of 15 to 25. And on this build, your shadows will always be up. Relic is very easy to get using prophecies that have Weaver's Will accessories / relics. Peak of the Mountain is the unique helmet you're going to want to use. I'd recommend getting at least 2 LP before that. Probably just use a rare helmet. Gives a ton of crit and attributes. On top of this, it is very easy to farm. You go to Lightless Arbor. As you can see, it's about a 50% chance to drop. And then on top of that, it is very easy to get LP. For 2 LP, it's a 20% chance. So you can feasibly farm this in an hour or less. 3 LP is where it gets harder. Still within the feasible range. 4 LP, it becomes very difficult. Another unique you might want to use is Jungle Queen's Chaps of Holding Belt. It gives you a bunch of potion slots, and then when you use a potion, it gives you a bunch of dodge rating. It also gives some fizz damage and dex. Now, on this belt, you want at least 1 LP so you can have cooldown recovery speed on it. If you do not have cooldown recovery speed, like I do not, just use a rare belt with cooldown recovery speed. Outside of those uniques, I don't really recommend farming any other ones. Just use rare gear with exalted mods and try and get 5 good affixes by sealing 1 with the Glyph of Despair. There's some very high-end uniques you can get that are very rare, but I don't really recommend farming them out if you're just planning on playing the build until it's nerfed, which will be in a few days more than likely. Affixes you should look for on your gear. The primary one is cooldown recovery speed. You can get this on your belt and your boots. This is really huge for the build. It scales massively with cooldown recovery speed. It's more you can use a bird, more time you can move, more damage. It's just really good. Then health, obviously. Dex is a big one. This build scales very well with Dex. Throwing damage is good. Critical strike multiplier, shredding armor, minion damage, and just getting resistance where you need them. On your idols, you're mainly just going to want to look for HP. You don't really need any extra damage. Now, blessings are obviously highly situational. You should never blindly pick them. You need to pick what you need at the time. I'll show you the ones I have chosen. They're not optimal, but it is what I needed at the time.